Good afternoon, everyone. This is April Vickery with April Vickery's Crafty Creations, and today I'm going to be doing a design team project with you with the Country Craft Creations design team. And I'm going to be using the Courtship Lane from Blue Fern, and it's a very gorgeous paper line. Here's one of the cards I've already made, and I mean, it's just very elegant, very shabby chic is what I like making. And so this is one of the creations. They carry the designer paper, the lace, the flowers, the Prima flowers. So this is just one of the ideas I've had to come up with this this collection. And so let's move on and make another card. Alright, I am starting with a card base that is basically 6 by 12, and I scored it at 6. Depending on how you want your card to open is the way you turn it. Alright, I have went ahead and adhesive my paper, so you won't have to watch that. I'm going to be using this one. I cut this at square at 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and I'm going to take the backing off for the score tape. Score tape is really funny. It could be your best friend, and then sometimes it's a pain in the butt. But I like working with score tape only because it really holds lasting of your cards. The adhesive it sticks, so nothing's going to come apart in the mail, thank goodness. Well, depends on how the mail is treated, let's just put it that way. Alright, so let's go ahead and just eyeball the card and try to center it. I'm not very good at this, but I will make a heck of an attempt. Okay, that's pretty good. And now what I'm going to be using is just a file folder. It's plastic, it's a bone fold basically, and I'm going to be burnishing the card. Burnishing means that I'm basically making sure the adhesive sticks to the cardstock. So here's what I'll do. So it's down now. It ain't going anywhere. I kind of messed up here, but that's okay. We can always add bling, right? Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is add another layer. And this layer is layers I've been trying to fool with. I'm going to kind of off-center it, but I'm going to distress it. Distress just means that I'm going to add a little ink to the edge of the card. Give it to that distressed look, and just kind of, this is how I do it. It could be wrong, but it works for me. So that is done. That is done. I've got already adhesive on the card. And you can use whatever adhesive you like. I will tell you the Aleene's glue will make bubbles in your card, and it will make your card kind of warpy. So just watch using that very liquidy glue. But I promise that's all I'm going to tell you, okay? Alright, and now I'm going to kind of off-center it, of course, like I said. And lay it there. Bone fold, burnish, burnish, burnish. This card is not going anywhere, I'm going to tell you. Alright. Next thing I'm going to do is this piece was cut to 4.5 by 4.5. This piece is cut from 2.5 by 5 3/4. And as you notice, I've only added sticky strip or score tape to the middle. And that's because I am going to be adding my lace to the back. And this lace also comes from Country Craft Creations. It is pretty. You can also color it. So if you had inks or sprays and mist, don't be afraid to use a little color on it. I just don't have the color I want, so I have to order some. Okay, so here's how I adhered it. And I'm just going to take it and place it in the middle of the card. Oh, see, it doesn't move. So, there's that. And I'll get underneath there and adhere it. And then I took my picture from one of the tags that were in the collection, cut it out, add adhesive in the middle because I don't want the whole thing to be stuck down. Take that off, and I place it in the middle, like so. Okay, so here's what we have so far. Bland, right? Great. Now we're going to add our embellishments. Embellishments, when you're dealing with flowers, you want to go with an odd number. Okay? Odd numbers for flowers is more pleasing to the eye. If you did a clump of 4 or a clump of 2, your eye just goes boom right there. But when you're doing a 3, let me see here. Okay. When you're doing a group of 3, you want to do the triangle. And this triangle helps direct your attention to the focal point of the card. Now these are a little too big, as I can see now. So I'm going to be adding something else. I found a paper doily. Wouldn't that be pretty right there? Oh, gonna do it. So let's do this. Just gonna add my score tape. So, and you can add any tape you like, or glue. Make sure score tape has a little nervous on camera, I can tell. Well, let's just be a pain in the rear end, why don't you? Ah, there you go. Okay. So here's my little paper doily. I'm just going to lift the card, so the little part here, and place it a little diagonal. Take my bone fold and adhere it down. Okay, so we're getting somewhere now. Can you see how it's coming together? I change my mind a lot when I'm making cards, and so to show you a card like this and redo it, my cards tend to not look the same, and it's just what hits me at that moment. So I apologize if you were expecting a preview, then show how to make it. I use the same technique, layers. This was cut to 5 7/8 by 5 7/8. This was cut to 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. This underneath, the little strip, was cut from 2 by 5 3/4. And I added the lace with the adhere around the back. That's all the same. Where I changed it was adding my embellishments to the card. Okay. We all have our own technique and how it hits us at that moment, I think. So that's different, but everything else is the same. Okay. So now let's try our flower dowers. And I think I'm going to go with a purple. And I'm just going to take my scissors and cut some off. Okay. So my first little clump is going to be right there, I think. And I like how that purple and white blends in with the card. I think it's pretty. And this is just some Beacons glue. I know Country Craft Creation sells art glitter glue, but I forgot to order it, so I need to get some. And I've heard wonderful things about that stuff, so I'm excited to use it for the first time. Alright, so here's my first flower. And yes, you can use score tape for your flowers. I'm just cutting off the back of those stems. And I'm making a mess. So here's the second one. And I am going to do the third one. And see how, if I just left the two, it just looks, you know, it's just, okay. But if I add that third one, even if I added it here or at the top, your eye sees something different. That's how that works. Cool stuff. I'm just going to wait for that to mosey on down. So we went from having 80-degree weather to 40 degrees this morning, and it's only like in the low 70s this afternoon. Perfect. Perfect, perfect weather for me. Unfortunately, it's not going to stay like that. It's going to get hot again. So the price you pay of living in the South, right? So I've got my other flower now, and I believe I'm just going to place her, well, place it like right there. Okay. So here's the card so far. I think it's looking really cute. Really shabby chickish. And now I believe I want to add, I have a little clock. And since there is a male in the, with the lady, I believe I'm going to add the clock. Let's say right there. Okay. So as you can see, as I'm building on my card, I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial today. I hope you can make your own card and share them with us. Look for us at Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. And you can also find me at www.aprilscraftingaddiction.com or on Facebook at www.facebook.com/April Vickery, VICARYS, Crafty Creations, and that's all one word. Until then, have a crafty day.